Hello, welcome to another episode of One for the Table.
What in the world was that?
Switching things up, keeping it fun and fresh. I'm your host, Kimchi.
And I'm John Kung.
Well, hello, John Kong.
Oh, hi, Kim. How was DragCon?
DragCon was amazing. It was an amazing time to meet like the amazing fans. It was well, honestly, I have fun when I'm at DragCon. You can definitely feel like the oversaturation of drag in a sense.
Oh, yeah?
Because, DragCon days, it used to be like a 3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think at one point, it was like Thursday was like VIP night and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Were
you there all days? Were you there? Are you going to be there today?
No. So I'm gaming drag.
Oh.
And then, they used to do like LA and New York, but they don't do New York anymore. It's just LA. And they've cut it down to 2 days now.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like before, DragCon used to be so packed that like it was like impossible to like walk through between aisles. At times it was like wall to wall, but now it's just like breezy.
Yeah.
And then almost like every single like queen that was like coming up to my booth, because before like a lot of like people come in drag and things like that. All the queens that were like coming up to me were like all like international queens who's actually been on like international version of Drag Race.
Oh wow, well that's
which is like amazing for them.
Yeah.
Every country needs their version of Drag Race, but I'm like, it almost felt like DragCon was kind of like a gig for international queens like to come to America,
or okay, like an excuse for them to come down,
as opposed to like I don't know. I mean, I don't know what like the actual like physical like portion of like DragCon is like.
Do you think just the American queens are more expensive now?
Well, a lot of like the OG ones that I've talked to, like just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem worth it to them. Well, if it doesn't seem worth it to them,
I mean, it's like I think at one point, it was kind of becoming like a competition or like an unspoken competition among queens to like have like the biggest, like most like badass booth.
Yeah.
But then it's like you're spending thousands of dollars on, because people don't realize the cost of DragCon. We get like a tiny little like square for free, but then like if you want any bigger than that, you have to like pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to like pay to like get everything like shipped into the con, and then you have to like pay for them to like get merch from like the loading dock like to your booth, and then you also have to pay electricity for your booth, and then you have to like hire staff on top of like merch costs and like flights and hotels, and it ends up like a lot of times like queens would be lucky to break even sometimes.
Yeah, and if that's all you're doing, if all you're doing is breaking even, it's totally not worth it for all that time that you put in.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of the first times we like chatted about doing something together. It was like your first DragCon or something, and you wanted to do like a joint booth where I was like making waffles and stuff, but they wouldn't let us cook in the convention center. And so we'd have to have like pre-made waffles and stuff like that. We're like, we don't want like our first waffles. Yeah, exactly. We didn't want our first like food collab to be
like mediocre cold waffles.
Yeah. Except that like we would have made so much money, because now looking back at it, the food that was there wasn't good. And also people just buy anything when they're at a convention because they're just starving, period.
Yeah. I think they have like food now, like off to the side.
Oh, that's good.
But I don't know. So convention foods are like atrocious.
Yeah.
Like when I went to Anime Expo, we were like walking around all day and we were like starving. So then they had like a little like mini night market situation set up like on the like side of the building. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get something. And like the most popular thing was like ramen in a cup, which is literally just like
cup noodles.
You know what those like coffee cups, like clear coffee cups where you put like iced coffee in?
Yeah.
It had like just like a small handful of like ramen noodles, like small spoonful of like ground meat and like some like sesame sauce and some like little bit of like veggie. It was just like a tiny portion, and it was like $20.
Oh my god!
But of course, a lot of people are getting it because it's ramen in a cup. And then I was just like, okay, that's stupid. I'm gonna get something else. Oh, shumai, that sounds good.
Was it like
Shumai was
microwave?
$18 for 4 pieces. And I was like,
insane.
And it's not like I couldn't afford it, but it's like for the principle of it.
Yeah.
And I understand there's like a lot of like overhead costs, but this is like
the
most expensive version of shumai that I've ever seen.
And it's probably just like microwave shumai.
And I understand the conventions exist to, like make money. I completely understand. But my God.
Doesn't mean you're just because like I know. Like you can respect the hustle. You don't have to spend your money on it though.
It's true.
Yeah.
See, like I don't mind spending like money on like artists and things like that.
Yeah.
Because, artists just have like a very like limited ways of like, like getting income and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like you can't really put a price on art.
Right.
But like $18 shumai for 4 pieces, like we've gone too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so DragCon was interesting. It's always cool to see like all the fans that are like really happy to see you, and then especially like a lot of people like love my makeup brand and our products. So like we're very grateful for that.
Little John discovered Rice Baby because I use that as my traveling cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
And he came with me to New York when I was on the Today Show, and he tried it for this first time, and he was like, "This is so good." And I was like, "Yeah, it's Kim's thing." And he was like, "Yeah." So just showing my love for
get him some
Rice Baby.
Rice Baby shout out. I'm curious to see like how long DragCon will last. I think like conventions in general are like dying because like a lot of like the huge makeup conventions are like they have like downsized like hugely or like they've shut down altogether.
I mean, Expo East was like a health and wellness and food convention, like the one that I went to and I was a speaker for. And then like after I had done it, they had announced, that was the last one. And that was packed. There were tons of people, but they're just like not worth it anymore. Cause I think people are just used to like doing everything online and just going to a booth, going to a big thick gathering just to go to a booth doesn't seem worth it. VidCon, I hear, is like grasping to like maintain relevance because like there are just like different ways to see your favorite creators now. So that's not really doing that well. Yeah, conventions in general since the pandemic have just You're just like it's like paying to go into a flea market with fancier people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, there's like, we'll sell like exclusive limited edition stuff, blah, blah, blah.
But
all those things like sell out in like the first like 10 minutes.
Right. And it's not even like that great.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like I go like Anime Expo, if there's some like limited edition like figurine, to like an anime series like that matters to you, like cool, like get it. But then again, those are gone like the first day, like first hour.
Right.
So if you're like not lining up outside before it opens, you don't have a chance. So then, you are paying. In most cases, like hotels and flights, and like travel accommodations. Even if you drive there, like it's downtown, so parking is like $30. So you're paying a lot of money to go to shop.
Yeah, there are just better things to do. It's like going to the mall. Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, although.
I will say though, lately, like I haven't done it because there's no mall for me to go to. But I was thinking of Somerset, but I don't know. I was like yearning for the nostalgic, basic mall life. I was thinking the other day, I was like, how fun would it be to like just be able to like go into one of the old school malls and just hang out?
I mean, in high school. At least where I grew up in a small town, there's nothing to do on weekends, so everybody went to the mall.
You saw everyone there.
And like the golden rule is you cannot be seen alone at the mall. Like,
really?
If you're walking around a mall alone and if you run into people, the first thing they're going to ask you is, who are you here with? And if you say, I'm here alone,
you're a loser.
I want like 10 out of 10, they'll go, oh. That was the culture of my town.
Oh my God, your town is ruthless.
I know. And
I was always at the mall with my little brother, but like nobody cared that I was with my mom at the mall alone. My mom would just like go to the mall on the weekends to shop and just let me and my brother like run around, and I would go to the Pog store. And like
showing your age with Pogs.
Yeah, I know, the Pogs. I would go to the Pog store I remember now that they actually had a store just for Pogs. And there was I was such a nerd, the Magic the Gathering kiosk to go collect cards. And then, of course, the video game place.
Yeah. I always like loved the arcades.
Yeah.
There's something like magical about like the dark room with like neon lights, and then you win like 100 tickets just to buy a Tootsie Pop at the end.
Yeah. It's always a dried up, crusty Tootsie Roll or Tootsie
It's like
Pop.
the hardest Tootsie Roll that you'll ever have in your life.
Yup. It fucking like ate like a Werther's.
Or like a Chinese finger trap. That's usually like 50 tickets or something.
Which was just like literally threaded plastic.
And then you like play a couple times and it breaks and it's over.
Yep. Oh God, that's funny.
And any like actual like good prize, like it's not worth like going for.
I don't get what would like with the Chinese finger trap things, but for some reason, like people love to make that a plot point in old school TV shows.
Sure, but also Chinese finger trap. Is it actually from China?
I don't know.
What is like? Why is it called Chinese finger trap?
It's always the silver tube with two dragons at the end, and then you stick your fingers in there and they'd chomp down. I was like, who is stupid enough to actually? What is that for? Yeah. Are they like supposed to be like handcuffs?
But I don't know, like, if I saw that out in the wild, like a legit version, my instinct would not be to put my fingers in it.
No. Wait, I'm looking it up now.
Let's do a little research on Chinese finger traps.
Chinese finger trap. Also known as a Chinese finger puzzle, Chinese thumb cuffs, and Chinese handcuffs. It's a gag toy used to play a practical joke on unsuspecting children and adults. History.
Ooh, so unsuspecting. Oh my God, I didn't know this was going to trap my fingers like this.
Who would have thought? A single-ended version of the device is sold as a girlfriend trap and has been available since 1870. The earliest term Chinese finger trap was in 1953 in advertisement for the device in a newspaper in the American state of Ohio. It's fucking Ohio's fault.
Chinese finger traps came from Ohio.
Chinese finger traps came from Ohio.
This feels rooted in racism.
I know. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. All right, well, now you know.
Yeah. It's like fortune cookies came from California. Chinese finger traps came from...
What has Ohio given us? Ohio has given us Machine Gun Kelly and Chinese finger traps.
I feel like Madonna probably lived in Ohio at some point. I don't know.
No, Madonna's from Michigan.
I know.
She claims Detroit, even though she went to like U of M like for 2 months or whatever.
And her daughter went to U of M, right?
Did she?
Lord? Yeah.
Lourdes,
yeah.
I don't know what she does now.
I know she went to U of M.
Oh, nice.
Because I would hear stories about like, she's in my class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Well, she's like pretty young. I mean, like out of college young.
So she's a model and dancer. She's 27 years old. Okay, work.
Wow, she's 27 already. How the time flies.
I know. She went to U of M, School of Music and Dance. That is hard to, like, even if you're a celebrity, even if you're Madonna's daughter, like, U of M School of Music and Dance, Theater and Dance, that's a hard school to get into for that stuff.
Well, I think U of M in general is not easy to get into, right?
No, but like their school for like musical theater is like one of the hardest ones to get into. They have a very, very good class to Broadway ratio from what I understand.
Okay. Like, didn't Darren Criss like come from like U of M?
I think so. Yeah. He was in like Ann Arbor and stuff. He used to like party at Necto.
Oh, really?
As an ally.
I know, I believe, because Necto's not a gay club, right? It's just like a straight club that is gay
but
nights.
I think he went, if he was in the musical theater school, he was going on gay nights because that's all his friends would have been gay. Not to play into the stereotype, but you know, that one's true.
Nothing playing into stereotype. Honestly, when you like work in a circle, like I don't know, like theater or
Yeah.
like you're bound to have like a lot of gay friends, and those gay friends are bound to go to the gay clubs, and sometimes you just want to be like part of like the fun.
Totally. And like no one there is no confidence. There is no level of confidence in this world than like the straight guy who did theater or the straight guy in a theater troupe, because like he is like one of all the men that are available, and like therefore is like the only dateable person to all the women in there. So you've got like this crazy level of confidence that straight guys who do theater and if they can sing just even a little bit, in just, I mean, look at Ariana Grande's guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have one funny experience with going to a gay club with a straight guy. It was before I started doing drag. I was gonna go to like a drag show at this like bar, like a club bar by my house. And the straight guy that was at my work when I was a server was like, hey, what are you doing after work? Do you want to grab a drink? And I'm like, I don't drink, but I'm going to like a bar for like a drag show. Oh, he's like, oh, I want to come with. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, I mean, I'm more than happy to bring you, but it's a gay club. And he's like, oh, like, don't worry, I got this. Like I'm good around the gays. And I'm like, okay. So then he shows up and like, this is what he thought he was like serving, like fashion for the gay club.
Yeah.
He comes in like a long trench coat with like one of those like fedora hats. And this is just like a bro, like with like a white button.
If I saw a man walk into a gay club with a trench coat and a fedora, I am looking for the exit.
No, like literally.
I am texting.
I
am texting my loved ones.
Like, did you literally like bring guns, like to shoot the gays down or something? Like, or he's like, and then he's like, oh my God, I cannot wait to get like free drinks from the gays all night long. And I'm like, I guarantee you, no one is buying you drinks in that outfit. And no one did.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Also, this is what like straight people think like gay people do, like wearing like trench coats to the club. Like, where did you find a trench coat like this?
Humbled. The last thing a straight man needs is to be humbled by gay guys. That's how violence starts.
We gotta love blind confidence.
Yeah.
So you've been traveling.
I have.
You went to Boston.
Oh, I did for like 24 hours.
And tell me about it.
Yeah, so I was in Boston for an NPR interview with WBUR Boston, and it was at their city. I think it's called City Place. It was like this amazing studio. They've interviewed Joanne Molinaro, Jacques Pepin, and they like did like a food series, and it was super cool. I got to sit in front of like an audience and sign books and stuff, and like I met somebody who during the book signing at the end, this guy came up and was like, "I've been watching your content since I was like 13 years old."
Yeah.
And he's like 16, 17 now. I've only been like 3 years, but he was like, yeah, now I'm like, I just got my first job at a restaurant and I'm cooking. And I was like, that made me feel so good. It was so cool to see like young people that resonated with my early content.
Young people?
Yeah. What do you mean?
You're some like 6-year-old elder, like in the community. Like
I am the now.
Youth of the next
I'm
generation.
literally over like. Wait, no. If he's like 16, like I'm almost a decade over twice his age.
So you're 10 years older than him.
10 years? No. 10 years older than twice his age.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's a baby. That could be.
So he's
my
30?
child, huh?
So he's 30?
No, he's 16. Oh, you're a bitch. I hate you. Fuck. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. And then I, after the thing, I was really, really tired. And there was allegedly a really nice Japanese restaurant that was the restaurant for my hotel. And I thought it was super interesting that a hotel restaurant was like a Japanese one that served like a omakase tasting menu and stuff like that. And it was
I need to say something, and I have to get it out there. Like, I can't hold into this feeling anymore.
Okay.
Any restaurant that is not a sushi place, and especially if you're not a Japanese restaurant, stop with the omakase.
Oh.
Stop. You have got to stop. Like, as a community, you're turning omakase into the next Wagyu.
Yeah.
Like, stop with the omakase.
Yeah.
Like, I can't take it anymore. The other day, I saw a video saying, like, this place does pizza omakase. And I was like, that is not a thing. You cannot. First of all, like, people don't eat more than, like, I don't know, 2 to 4 slices of pizza. So what? They get like few different slices of pizza and you're calling it omakase and you're charging like arm and a leg.
Yeah.
I saw slider omakase, different burgers. Like,
just call it
one at a time, like
or a tasting menu, or just or even just like chef's choice. But like omakase is so loaded in like as a culinary word that like for you to call it that is just so desperate to be trendy.
So desperate to be trendy, so desperate to like justify the upcharge.
Yeah.
And while we're on the subject, if you are a restaurant, especially like an American restaurant that is like not owned by a Japanese person or has nothing to do with a Japanese affiliation, do not call your sandwich sando. I'm fucking tired of it. I am over it. I don't want to go to like an American barbecue place and if I see a fucking barbecue pork sando on the menu and it's like a bumfuck, like white-owned, like barbecue place, like, I don't know. Is this cultural appropriation? It feels like cultural appropriation.
It just feels like
you can't call. You can't throw like a random Japanese word in like to an item that is like so already American.
Yeah.
And expecting some sort of like, I don't know, cultural relevance.
That being said, I really want to take you somewhere now that like it doesn't exist. But if I ever find a place that serves a Philly cheese sando, I'm taking you.
No, literally, I'm also overhearing the word sando.
Get so red and mad.
Like, I went to another cafe. I don't know if it was Asian owned, but they had egg sando. But the rest of the menu is like Western centric, like menu items, and then just like a random egg sando. Like what? Is egg sandwich like beneath you? Is egg sandwich like no longer cool for you? Like you have to call it a sando? Like just a random word in Japanese.
There was this one restaurant in Detroit that had like opened over 10 years ago. It was like one of the first like fancy restaurants to open in the city in a long time. And they were based in Birmingham. So they were very, very suburban, shall we say. And they were talking about how they were going to have like dim sum cart, but it's a new American restaurant, but they were going to have quote unquote dim sum. And so I went for the soft opening and I looked at their dim sum cart. It was literally just like a bar cart on wheels that had like coney dogs and like bao on there. And I kept it quiet. I didn't like make it public and stuff, but I like wrote on the back of my receipt everything that was wrong with what they doing and how not that I was insulted, but how stupid it made them look. And I was like, you know what? You really need to take this off the menu, or you need to take this off of your programming, because the only people that would think this is cute are not the people that you want coming to this restaurant.
So, did you hand it to them on your way out?
Oh, I did. With a good tip. But yeah, with a good tip and a big note in the back. And they took that and they took it right off.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes bullying works, I guess.
It wasn't bullying.
John Kong the bully.
I did not cancel them online or anything. I literally just like sent a note to their management in a handwritten note.
Heartfelt.
Not even notes app screenshot.
You look like you would have good handwriting. Do you have good handwriting?
It's so bad. I did a interview with Kushbu where I moderated one of her talks when she was in Detroit, and in the middle of it, I had to stop the thing because I couldn't read my own notes.
Also, like, I'm so used to like just typing and writing out everything so digitally that whenever I have to handwrite anything now, it feels foreign to me.
It does.
And I can draw perfectly fine. I can draw beautiful lines and things. But for some reason, the other day, like someone was like, "Can you write down your address for me?" So then I was like writing it down, but then I was just like,
everything looks like
is my brain deteriorating? Because like when I was like writing out the letters, I like skipped a couple letters and I'm like, what am I doing?
It's getting to the point where like it doesn't matter which hand I write with, it looks the same.
Yeah.
And I'm not ambidextrous.
And I thought I used to have like beautiful handwriting, but it's just, like, you know, I can paint on like a straight line, but I can't write like my own name.
Practically writing like a fist.
Yeah, that's what it feels like
now. It's bad. Whenever like I'm signing books and stuff, I got my signature down. The signature looks great. And then people are like, oh, can you make it out to Ashley? And I was like, are you sure? Because I don't have spacing. I have no space perception. Like I might not get all the letters in. Like it's so bad.
Also, if you're asking someone to sign things with your name, and if your name is a traditional name that's not spelled traditionally, please spell it out for us.
Oh no! Even when it is traditional, even when it is, I will.
Yeah, because like when you're like a Megan, and Megan sometimes has an H and sometimes it doesn't have an H, and then they act like you should have known that their name has an H.
Yeah,
and like I know a million Megans in the world.
As the signer, I always ask how it's spelled. Even if somebody were like, "Oh, can you make it out to Bob?" and I would be like, "Yep." How do you spell Bob? And they'd look like, oh, B-O-B. I was like, I don't know if there's like a silent H or a Q in there. Like, I don't know I don't know your story. Like I'm writing in Sharpie. You want me to get this right the first time.
Like this one time, this girl, she told me her name was Erica. And how do you think Erica is spelled?
E-R-I-C-A, Erica? E-R-I-C-A.
Okay, and what do you think would be like a quirky way to spell Erica would be?
E-R-I-K-A-H.
Her name was spelled A-A-R-I-C-H-A.
A-A-R-I-C-H-A. Arisha?
It was Erica.
Aricha.
I'm just like, how did you expect me to?
They didn't tell you how it was spelled?
No,
they wanted to watch. They wanted to watch you. They wanted to watch you suffer.
Maybe they take like a secret pleasure in like, yeah.
Although I do know an Eric with two A's, and I used to pronounce it Arik, thinking that it's thinking that I was trying to be like sensitive to proper pronunciation. But then I listened to his voicemail once and he said, oh, hey, it's Eric. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, well.
Oh, that Eric. I know that Eric.
Huh? No, you don't.
I know that Eric. I don't know that Eric.
You don't know that Eric.
Okay. Eric from Neopets?
Neopets.
Anyways, yeah. So was that it for your Boston?
Yeah, it was like a 24-hour trip. I do want to go back though. I find that like and Boston's not a small town by any means, I would say, but like I also talked to Kushbu about this. Like our publishers are like managers and stuff like that, not my direct managers, but like people who like work for like book tours and stuff, always encourage us to go to like bigger cities. But I think like the smaller ones are definitely where it's at when it comes to like trying to meet people who actually like care enough to come see you.
I absolutely agree, because a lot of people in the big city, they have famous people who come through all the time. Yeah. And so, unless you're like super, super mega star, like there was just like, oh, whatever. But like people in like smaller towns, they're so like appreciative of you, like in your presence there.
And you have like I find like the conversations that I have, not to discount any of the things I've done in New York, but like, or SF, but like, the people, like I had real conversations like with folks in Boston in such a short time there. And it was so interesting. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to do like a Philadelphia, Boston, P-Town, and DC stop, like little mini tour on that side.
Yeah, maybe in the fall. Fun.
Yeah.
You should time it in P-Town in a week where it's a fun week to go. You know, they have like
What
different
week is
theme
it?
weeks.
Not
You know, they have
this
like
week.
Bear Week, Family Week, like Lesbian Week, you know?
Bear Week, I hear, is the best weekend in P-Town.
That's what I hear too. Well, maybe you should conveniently time it around Bear Week.
Let's see, when is Bear Week in P-Town?
I think it happened already.
Oh. July 13th through the 20th. It did happen already. It was last week.
We just missed it. It's not like we would have gone this year anyway.
Like next year. Yeah.
Have you ever seen 30 Rock?
Yes.
You know, the blonde hair guy. Oh my God, what's his name?
The guy that plays Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like him right now with that haircut.
I do. Oh my God. Why? Why
you
would
do.
you even say that?
No, it wasn't a read.
I do not look like him.
There's nothing wrong. I mean, just a haircut.
It's not a haircut. This is just me. This is just me with long hair.
I mean, I like it.
I do not screenshot this.
I'm not.
I can see you. Oh my God.
I'm not.
Do not. Do not. You're a circle of trust. Circle of trust.
My fingers are nowhere near
This is not a video podcast.
I know.
And I came with that under that assumption today.
No, you don't have to do your hair before this podcast.
Wow.
I didn't screenshot. Why are you backing up from camera? Are you that offended by me saying your hair looks like Kenny from 30 Rock?
A little bit.
Really? Why?
He's got that like page boy comb over.
It's the hair you have right now.
No, it's not.
I wish I had hair to comb over like that.
Oh, well, you don't.
Yeah. You should embrace the hair you have, which is Kenny from 30 Rock.
It's in the awkward stage where it's not quite long and
you don't
not
have to
quite
explain
short.
yourself. I like your hair.
I don't like my hair right now. I'm just waiting for it to grow longer is all.
Okay. How long are you going to grow it to?
I don't know. I feel like if I have like this much hair at 40, I need to like rub it in.
To me?
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't need to be 40 to do that to you.
No. It's all you got at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
It's all downhill from 40. Anyways, have you considered using sunscreen? I'm kidding.
Have you?
Yes. I use it religiously. We apply every couple of hours. You can clock me for many things, but you can't clock my skin, boo.
It's true. It's true.
So anyways, we have some listener questions.
Oh, we do?
We do.
Oh.
Okay. Are you good at British accents?
Probably not. Why?
This question is from a British person, and I feel like it would be funny if you read the question in British.
Why would anybody? Why would you do? I feel like that.
It's called entertainment.
All right, but I feel like it would be offensive. But you should try.
No, because I don't know how. I can barely speak English.
It's true.
Like, hey, babes. Hello, love.
Hello, love.
Yeah, I'll thumb it to you. Would you read it in British accent?
Oh, fine. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, you can.
I can't do it.
Yeah, you can. Try it.
Do it. I can't.
This is a safe space.
I can't. No, it's not. You screenshotted me in the middle of the awkward middle hair phase.
I screenshotted you for many other things, but I'm not screenshotted this hair situation.
Oh my God. See, I get why you wanted me to read this because I can hear it. I can totally
hear it in British.
The accent.
Yeah.
That does not mean
try it.
I can do it.
Just try it. Just try it.
No.
Just try it. Come on. This is a safe space. Our listeners are safe.
I hate this so much. My palms are getting sweaty.
No one listens to this podcast anyway.
It's true.
You're fine.
It's true. We don't.
You're fine.
We have no listeners.
0.
Hi, babes. I can't do it.
Okay, you get the first word out.
I can't.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
How do people? You have to be delusional to think that you can do accents if you're not like Meryl Streep. Oh, love the pod and your relaxed chemistry. You're both stars. You're not helping. This thing is like 2 paragraphs long.
We'll make it. I'll try not to. Okay, you got this. You got this. You got this. You can do this.
I'm 30, living in the UK, and I love entertaining. Oh, I feel like we throw up. Having friends over for dinner parties and cookouts. Big Virgo energy. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I'm so sorry, England.
Another listener, please. We're not making fun of you. We're just loving a John's British accent. Please.
I'm so sorry.
Don't get offended.
I'm so sorry. I tried. Oh my God, I'm sweating. Why is that so hard? This is why I never...
You actually did better than I ever could, so... Oh my God.
I find I like things done a certain way. And when my friend throws parties, I find myself cringing at the way they prep certain food. It's not that deep, but like, oh, I'd have done it this way. Okay. My question is, what are some food choices that you've seen people make that make you kind of cringe? Oh, my love, Lou.
Well, love.
How did you know they were from the UK? Does it say? Oh, it does say.
It literally
right
says.
Yeah. I'm
30 living in UK.
Trying that accent like made me black out. I don't really know the words that I said, but that being said, Blue, you've got a really cool profile photo.
Okay, so the one recipe prep that I find cringing, and it's a very simple thing, but for some reason, it makes me cringe, and a lot of people do it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Korean instant ramen. Mm-hmm. Now, when I cook my Korean instant ramen noodle, I like my noodle to still be a little al dente because by the time you take it off the stove, the ramen is continuing to cook.
Yeah. So
if you don't take it off when it's like a little al dente, by the time you're like halfway through the bowl, the noodle's already mushy.
Yeah.
But almost every video of like I see non-Asian cooking instant ramen noodle, they're always overcooked.
Yes.
Especially like the bulldog noodles. It's literally just like bloated like bowl of starch.
You can see they're almost kind of like translucent because they've sucked up so much water and they look jelly. Yeah, it's gross.
It's almost like gummy-like. And I was like, that cannot be like a fun like textural experience.
You know, it just like turned into mush in between their tongue and the roof of their mouth.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even have to chew it. Yes, I know exactly.
And then they add like cheese and like milk and like all the other things. And it's just like a big bowl of like creamy mush, which grosses me out and it gives me the ick. But if you're happy eating like that, happy for you. I just hate seeing videos about it and I'll scroll right past.
I will say, if you're going to do something like ramen for a party, just like go to Costco or your Asian grocery store and just buy a flat of those Shin ramen cups and have some boiling water there so everyone can like help themselves and serve themselves. You can have like a little egg bar and have all the toppings all pre-done. But that way everybody gets their noodle just the way they like it. You don't have to worry about cooking a ton of noodles for everybody. And the Shin ramen cups are legit because their soup base is good. Their noodles are pretty good. They're they're a big step over like Manchurian brand or cup noodle brand. And that way, like it's just a nice little like party trick to do when you're like trying to make ramen for a bunch of people.
Oh, and then also when you do that, bring out a separate tub where people can pour in the leftover broth to toss it away.
Yes.
Otherwise, whoever cleans up, They're just gonna have like a big giant thing of like sloshing broth to like deal with.
Yes,
because most people won't finish the broth.
Yeah, because it is very salty. And if you do have a sous vide eggs are great for this. People just crack their own poached egg right into it.
I guess like a new like diet like ramen hack is now. And it's kind of stupid, but also like I get it. Like this like top back one of like the most popular actress in Korea said like while she's filming she can't gain any weight, you know, because like she has to look consistently skinny like in all the shots. But she'll crave like instant ramen like crazy. So when she craves ramen, she'll just cook the noodle soup and then add in eggs and cook it in the broth and then just like eat that.
Why doesn't she just add in the shirataki noodles then?
I don't think it's that like complicated. Yeah, I think she just wanted.
Oh, okay.
Are shirataki noodles like widely available in Korea, like the way it is here?
I feel like they're from Japan.
It's got less. It's not Korea.
Well, yeah, but like they also have like they also have konjac noodles.
Sure, but it's not the same.
Yeah, but like it would be better than just like nothing.
Well, it is what she does.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
Okay.
I would like to personally message her and say, "Hey, John said you shirataki noodles," but
I haven't like replaced noodles, but like if I know I'm super, super hungry and I just want like 1 cup of noodles, I have bulked mine up with shirataki before with both shirataki and regular.
Oh, I found something better than shirataki noodles.
Oh, you did? What?
Oh, it has actually better in texture. And it's actually bigger in portion. But the whole serving is like 5 calories.
What is it?
And it is so good. And I'm not going to tell you about it because I'm going to gatekeep it.
Well, I'm coming over to like in a couple of weeks, so I'll find out.
I guess you'll have to wait and find out then. But it is so good.
My food prep ick, I don't know. I guess like leaving food out that shouldn't be left out. But I don't think that's like a personal thing. I feel like that is a pretty universal
like sanitary.
Yeah, like people who like are just a little bit too comfortable with leaving like potato and pasta salads out in the sun, and you're not putting that like on top of say like a bigger bowl with ice in it to keep it cool. Yeah, no, my icks are usually just like in the form of just like food sanitation and safety, and I try not to. Anything besides that, I don't really judge the way other people like do their food. I'll probably think in my head, I was like, oh, there's a way more efficient way to do that. But I'm like not the type of person that corrects other people in their own kitchens.
Yeah, honestly, if you cook it and it's safe for you to eat the way you prep it, and if you like it, by all means, go fetch.
Yeah. Well, that was that one. Thanks, Blue.
Thanks, Blue. All right. So then
I'm definitely not going to be listening to this podcast if I have to. Like, I can't. I won't be able to handle hearing myself do that terrible accent.
No, don't worry. I'll send you snippets.
Do not.
Just
oh
snippets.
God, that's so bad.
Okay. Our next listener question is from Eliana. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I have a thing where I can't eat certain foods on their own, but if they're disguised, it's totally fine. Like eggs. The thought of eating them on their own is so gross to me, but in a quiche or breakfast sandwich, totally fine. Same with tomato. I never eat it alone, but as a part of a tomato sauce or even in a grilled cheese, totally fine. Do either of you have foods that you can't stomach on their own, but can eat it as a part of an ensemble?
I feel like when I was much younger, I used to, and that's what how I used to like. That's what I would do to get myself to like those foods, but like not now as an adult.
Again, like the mom who hides like vegetables, like in like a bolognese sauce by pureeing it in.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do for Little John.
For me, the food that I can't stomach on my own, but I love eating as part of like an ensemble, is canned mackerel. Canned mackerel straight out of the can, I find it very pungent and fishy, and this is someone who likes fishy things. But when canned mackerel is used in things, whether it's like mashed up and formed into like patties for like a mackerel cake, or cooked in like kimchi stew or like in salads and things. I think canned mackerel becomes absolutely delicious.
Do a lot of people eat canned mackerel on its own?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I see everyone just like, because like tin fish night is like trending.
Yeah, but that's like, you eat that with crackers, you eat that as like a part of a charcuterie board, or like you always eat that with something. You always put that on something. I always like consider like tin fish and stuff and anchovies and stuff like that to be like an ingredient or almost even like a condiment or something to be eaten with something else.
Oh, canned anchovies are delightful.
Oh, they are so good.
Even just like sliced up them, like tossed in like a regular sandwich, like elevates the sandwich so much.
This restaurant that I worked at that had like this giant thing of of anchovies that were preserved in like a herb lemon olive oil.
Oh,
and they were so like I know how much they had spent on it because they were expensive, and we would use like maybe 2 or 3 of them in a salad, but they would come in like this big tub of like 500, and it would be so difficult for me to not just like
snack on them all day.
Oh my god, it's so good.
And I feel like anchovies is just like so like under like appreciated in America.
Yes,
but like when you like saute anything like olive oil, you can literally chop up anchovies and toss it in that olive oil, and it melts into like that salty kick.
I think like anchovies on pizza would be so good if they did not cook them in with the pizza. Like if they
use it as like a topping after.
Yes, if they put it on after the pizza has been cooked, because when you cook the anchovies, they get even saltier, and you can't really taste how delicate they are. But if you put them on afterwards, that would be a serve. That would be so good.
And I think because like people are so used to seeing like in the media, like, ooh, anchovy and pizza's gross.
Right.
But anchovy and pizza is actually my favorite topping.
It's so good.
Like,
anchovies is like the pineapple on pizza of the 80s.
But literally pepperoni pizza with anchovies. Flawless combo. I also like jalapenos and anchovies.
Okay. I prefer jalapenos and pineapple.
Yeah. Yeah, anchovies great. I feel like more people should appreciate anchovies.
Totally.
Anyways, with that being said, that was our podcast for the week. It left me very hungry.
Me too.
What are you going to eat for lunch today?
For lunch, it is literally noon right now. I have no idea. We have some like fresh sourdough bread that I'm probably gonna like make a nice toast. We got some like nice tomatoes that came in from this farmer's market.
Are you gonna make a tomato sandwich?
No, because they're small ones. So I might just do like an open faced tomato toast with that cottage cheese that you like. What's it called? Good culture. Good culture. Yeah. That's good stuff.
I have 5 tubs in my refrigerator.
You have 5 tubs of
they're tiny tubs.
Oh, okay. The ones I have are like this big.
You get the Costco size. I have like the normal grocery store. And then, it's really good.
What are you having for lunch?
Today for lunch, it's Sunday, right? Probably cottage cheese.
Kim eats cottage cheese on Sundays, I guess.
I don't know. I just been eating. When I like don't want to think about what I want to eat, I just eat like cottage cheese.
Do you do like the savory route, or like do people ever do like cottage cheese with like, I don't know, tomato or avocado and a drizzle of honey?
People do it savory all the time.
But
they
also
make like cottage cheese pizzas and.
Oh, okay.
And then there was like a recipe I saw where you like microwave cottage cheese. I don't know if I'm ready. And then add in like pizza sauce and like turkey pepperoni for like
too much. That's so much work.
And then I also saw people like add like cocoa powder and like eggs and then bake it for like high protein brownie. That also looked really good.
Interesting. Would try that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, cottage cheese. Love you. Also, it just tastes good, as someone who likes like that cheesy like taste.
Creamy.
And for good culture, like the entire tub is like...
It's a great texture.
Like 320 calories for the entire tub, like the mini size ones. But it like fills you up like all day long.
It's like 120 for half a cup, I think.
Yeah.
Because if I ate an entire tub from my Costco size, I would not be well.
No, you would not be well.
No, I would not.
And also like no one can eat an entire tub of cottage cheese anyway.
I didn't realize that we're still recording.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't officially like did a goodbye.
I think we're just doing like our after podcast chats.
Our aftercare.
Our aftercare. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Follow us on our social media. And Instagram, number 1 for the table. That is 1 for the table. If you have any listener questions, submit them. We might answer them in an accent.
That's not going to be a thing. We're not going to make this a thing.
John will start answering all your... Please state where you're from, and John will do his best.
I really don't need to be
answer them in the accent that you were provided.
This is...
So, next, I'm hoping for someone from Jamaica to message us with a question. But if you are from Jamaica, let us know that you are from Jamaica.
It'll be so bad.
So then we can have John do a Jamaican accent on this podcast.
It'll still be better than Drake's, but it'll still be like so bad.
It's better than that one K-pop group that did
There was a K-pop group that did a Jamaican accent.
Oh my god. I'll play it for you. Hold on a second. Okay, ready?
No.
That is a Korean person singing that.
Oh no. Sorry we had to end it that way.
Bye.
Bye.